Well, hello, wonderful people. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Carol Metz, aka Carol M. As you've already seen by the title of the video, this is just a get to know me tag. I compiled a couple of questions from my Facebook and a little bit from my Instagram, and some of them I googled just to make up the number 25 so that I can share a little bit more about me since I'm new in this YouTube streets. But anyway, without any further ado, let's get into it. The first question is, where are you from? I'm from Tonota, which is down there in the northeast part of Botswana. It's right in the very end of the central district, and Kimukuruti. But where am I from country wise? Botswana. I'm a Botswana. I'm from Botswana, and I wore this t-shirt intentionally. Where do you stay now? I stay in Botswana, which is on the opposite end of where I'm from, the southeast of Botswana, right next to Gaborone. What is your biggest fear? My biggest fear is failing. I'm a perfectionist. Everything that I do, I always want to do to my utmost best. So I'm so fearful of failing, and I'm so fearful of not achieving my dreams because I'm a big dreamer. I'm so ambitious, So my biggest fear would be failure. Like, I just don't like the idea of not being able to succeed. What inspires you? I'm inspired by my family, inspired by success. I'm inspired by everything around me. It just depends on, like what I'm setting out to do on that day. But generally, I'm inspired by the need to succeed. What is your favorite childhood memory? Ooh, my favorite childhood memory is always connected to my dad. My mom and my dad are still married to this day. It's been 35 years since they've been married. So I think my favorite childhood memory is when my dad used to scoop me and my younger sister up when we were younger and dance around with us in the house. He taught us, how to do a waltz and how to do salsa, even though I can't dance any of those right now. But those are my fondest memories. And every time whenever I hear the song, Dance with My Father Again, I'm always reminded of my dad. My dad is such a jolly person. He's such a you know what I mean? Like, he's just a people's person. Like, whatever age group you belong to, he can relate with you. My mom is a little more closed off. She's more like me, but she's also a very relatable person. I also have a very strong relationship with my mom, but when it comes to like the childhood memories that I really hold to my heart, my dad is the one who scoops the cat. Moving on to the next question. What is your favorite food? My favorite food is Chinese food. I love Chinese food. I love sushi. Even though I know sushi is not Chinese, but I love sushi. Which is strange for somebody who stays in a landlocked country, but I would say I really do enjoy sushi a lot. I love greens. I love vegetables, not because I think they're healthy, but because, I don't know, they just taste so clean to me. Like, I love how clean they taste, and they're just enjoyable to me. My taste buds are always dancing whenever I'm eating anything green and leafy, like vegetables and stuff. Between vegetables and fruits, I would always opt for vegetables. Not that I don't enjoy fruits, but I always gravitate towards vegetables. So I love all in all, I would say Asian food, Thai food. Oh my god, yes, like Asian food just does it for me. Like, I love Asian cuisine. If you could move anywhere in the world, where would that be? Yes, if I could move anywhere in the world, I would definitely, without a doubt, without missing a beat, without even second guessing myself, move to Korea, Seoul or Busan, or anywhere in Korea. Why? because I love the Korean culture. I love everything about Korea. Oh my god, I'm just obsessed with them. My love for Korean culture started when I was 16, right after I finished my Form 5. And we were staying in Pico by then, and I had nothing to do. I was waiting for my results, and BTV aired the very first Korean drama ever on BTV, and I was always like this. I was so fascinated with Korean dramas. I love how they portray that culture. I love that language. I just love it. But I'm not a K-pop fan. I don't really know any Korean pop culture music. I know some just because of what I expose myself to, because I'm always like trying to learn more about the culture, but I'm not really like an avid K-pop fan or anything like that. So I'm no Korea boo. I just love the Korean dramas. So I would say I'm just generally obsessed with Asia. What is your favorite quote? My favorite quote will always forever remain, be still and know that I'm God. This is a Bible verse for those of you who don't know. Ever since I've known this, from the days when my dad used to read the Bible to us when we were younger, there's a certain peace that it gives me. There's a certain calmness, and there's a certain assuredness that I feel whenever I hear this quote. What it says to me is, even in chaos, remain steadfast, as in remain, calm your mind. That's what it says to me. So it sings to me in ways that I can't even explain. What has required the most courage of you in your life so far? Ooh, that's a beautiful question. Entrepreneurship. I've been venturing in this field. I've been feeling it out for years now. Like, it's been 3 years now since I started this whole journey of trying to be a business lady, and this has given me it has pulled me left, right and center, disappointed me, put me down, and like, I'm yet to feel elevated because I'm still learning as I go. I don't have mentors. I don't have anyone I can say I rely on, so I have to learn as I go. So it has given me the most courage, because I have to be steadfast and courageous in order to fulfill these dreams of mine, in order to see myself where I need to see myself at in the next however long, So are you high maintenance? No. This is such a loaded question, because I feel like everyone is high maintenance, guys. I would say no, but I feel like if I was to meet somebody or people who I wasn't vibing with on the same level, because we are not on this level, maybe because, I would feel like they would assume that I'm high maintenance, or I would assume that they're high maintenance. So I feel like the question is subjective. Like, I feel like everyone is, even though we never want to admit that. But are you a good cook? No. Hell no. But my family does enjoy the food that I cook. I do know that sometimes my food tastes great, but I'm very shy when it comes to cooking. I don't cook for people that I don't know. I try to avoid cooking so much because I'm not confident with it, but I do surprise myself most of the time. Moving on. Do you prefer people who shoot straight with you or temper with their words? If so, why? I prefer straightforward people because I'm very straightforward. I am one person who's not really afraid of confrontation or afraid of telling you how I feel about a certain thing. I'm not rude or anything like that. I just feel like it serves us better if we have that open line of communication where we can be honest with each other. How are we going to be friends? How are we going to be close if we can't even communicate with one another? Do you have any tattoos? No, I don't have any tattoos at all. None whatsoever. I like tattoos on other people. I can't commit to a tattoo because I feel like if I was to get a tattoo, the very next morning, I would want it to be removed. I'm so indecisive, so I would change my mind just like that, so If it was a question of tattoos versus piercings, I love piercings more. I think I would do piercings more because with piercings you can always remove. And I did have a piercing here for about 2.5 years, and I removed it, or even less than that, you know. And I review, oh, maybe I think it was even way less than that. Yeah, I love piercings, I really do. What is your star sign? My star sign is Virgo. I was born in September the 21st, so Virgo. And I feel like whatever Virgo traits are out there, that's exactly who I am as a person. So if you want to know exactly who I am as a person, please go and Google all the Virgo traits, and nice to meet you. That is me. Virgo is me. What weakness do you have that you wish to change? I wish to change this how do you say this? Procrastination that I have, because I tend to always put off stuff. Another weakness that I have is, you know, I need to open up a lot more towards building relationships. I feel like that's my one weakness that I've come to realize a lot more as I grow older. I want to open up more. I want to open myself up more to life. You know, I've led a very sheltered life at the time when my peers were doing what they needed to be doing it for that age, in order, like a rite of passage. I was trying to like preserve myself. I don't know why. What scares you about aging? What scares me about aging? Am I even scared of I'm scared of not being able to achieve my dreams. That's what scares me about aging. Would you ever consider living abroad? Hell yeah. Hell freaking yes. I've always wanted to live abroad, always. I've been stunning it for so long. Like, now that I'm an adult, I should have been discovering, you know, life abroad and stuff like that, taking chances like that. But there's no rush, right? Like, we are aging, but you know, time is time, guys. Like, there's no rush to this stuff, you know what I mean? So yes, I would live abroad. I would definitely only want to live in Asia, even though it's so surprising because of the culture, you know, the difference in culture. But that's the culture that I would love to explore than any other culture. I think I would rather live somewhere where there's an extreme, you know, where I feel like I could learn something else aside from what I know. Are you a morning person or a night owl? I am a night owl. I am a night owl because right now it is after midnight. It is literally 1 a.m. when I'm recording this. So I'm most active only at night, guys. I don't know why. All my projects are always done at night. I usually pull all-nighters and I feel much more better working at night. During the day, I'm always very sluggish. I don't know why, guys. This is so bad. You guys should advise me on what to do to be more productive during the day. What language aside from your own would you like to be fluent in? Obviously Korean. I would love to be fluent in Korean. Definitely I would love to be fluent in Spanish. I would also love to be, first and foremost, before even Korean, love to be fluent in Ndebele, because my late grandmother from my mother's side was Ndebele, and she passed away 4 or 5 years ago. And she spoke fluent Ndebele because obviously she's from there. And I was always very envious of my other cousin, the only one cousin of ours who's very fluent in Ndebele. Some of us we could hear, like I could understand it at some point, you know. But now, because my grandmother is not around anymore, and even before she passed away, we didn't live with her because we were grown and living in our own mother's houses and stuff like that. I didn't get much of that Ndebele influence anymore. So I'd love to learn Ndebele to pay homage to my grandmother, and also because it's a beautiful language. So Ndebele. How tall are you? I am tall. I'm 1.75 centimeters tall, which is 5'10", right? 5'10", yes. I feel like I would want to be a little more taller. I've always been envious of taller people. Want to be like 1.85. Is that too much to ask? What did you study in college? I went to Malaysia to study BA in psychology, and like I said, I'm a college dropout, so I didn't even like get through like halfway of the course. I would still want to pursue it because I find it I love the science behind people's minds. I feel like naturally I'm drawn towards that, so I would still want to pursue it and my degree at some point. I don't even know why I haven't even like gotten to that, but story for another day. Have you ever written a blog post? What was it about? Yes, I have. I used to have a blog when I first came back from Malaysia. I think I started the blog when I was in Malaysia, but it was not active. It was called Ink of My Soul. I don't even know I don't even know what happened to oh yeah, I do remember. I forgot my login details, my email login details, so I couldn't log into my blog because my blog posts there were always about erotica. Whenever I write, because I'm also an aspiring writer, I'm always pulled towards writing like a romance novel that leans a lot more towards erotica. So that was what my blogs were mostly about. It was always like very short stories, but like a sexy, intense stuff. So I don't even know. At the time I was a virgin. I don't know why I was always so interested in writing sex stuff when I was a virgin. It's not like I was a horny little girl though. Story for another day. Tea or coffee? Tea. Definitely tea. I don't know. I don't have anything personal against coffee, but I've just never really been a fan. Yes, I do take stuff that has caffeine. That's not to say I don't take caffeine at all, but between the two, tea for sure, always. Do you have kids? If so, how many? I don't have kids yet. I'm not planning on having kids yet, despite my age. Last question. Why did you start a YouTube channel? Interesting. I started this YouTube channel because I felt like what I said earlier, I wanted to open myself up more to the world, and I thought, why not take advantage of the one thing, you know, that would scare somebody off, which is YouTube channel. I feel like, you know, I'm trying to develop a personality, I guess, so I'm using this platform and to also showcase my talents, because sometimes I dabble in DIYs and I think to myself, I should have posted that. You know, maybe someone would appreciate seeing that. I'm not really after the monetary gain, though that would be nice, obviously. I can never say no to money. I'm not really up to fame. I'm not really interested in like, but let me not lie. I am interested in becoming a brand. You know, I am, but not in the influential sense, even though that's silly to say, because being a brand is influential in its own right. But I'm not really interested in fame. Let me call it that. Fame is a dangerous field to be in, and I'm not looking to dabble in all that shenanigans and stuff like that, and the criticism that would come with. But I started this channel because I wanted to develop, you know, a certain brand, a certain personality, and to showcase my talents, and to also learn and also be part of a community, because I feel like this is such a fun community to be a part of. So here I am. Take me as I am. Take me as I am. So that's it, guys. That brings me to the end of today's segment of Get to Know Me. And I'm so happy that I did this, guys. I hope you got to learn a little bit more about me, and I look forward to learning a lot more about you guys. Do not ever forget to subscribe, guys. Subscribe, like, give me a little bit of support so that I know that I'm on the right path. You know what I mean? So I am out. Thank you.
KNY Factory.